Welcome to DJ TV.
Yes, so my people, I know say don't assign portfolio give these new ministers them. Right now, the former governor of Rivers State, where they call Nelson Wike, now they assign the minister of FCT to. He do speech where he for talk say things go change for Abuja. Any building wey no dey right position wey dey for government side, say e go down. As in this threat wey this one na threat, better threat na be this, no be small, my people. People don dey react to that threat o. E get one man wey don come out come talk concerning this so threat, make Wike the threat. So my people, I no go talk too much. I go play una this video now for my right. Make una lis ten to this man concerning wetin he talk for wetin Wike talk about, say this one go down, that one go down. Make una watch and make una no forget to like and share. Make una watch the video.
June 1977, when the master plan of the FCT was designed. Yes. We know that once there is a master plan, then there should be some decorum on how to follow the master plan.
Yes.
But yet again, how do we have a mix of that master plan execution and some diplomacy in achieving what is good to the side in developing the FCT with the new minister coming in?
Yeah, thank you so much. What you asked me about us on policy, and when you have a policy, if you follow it squarely, policy actually provides a framework for action, kind of guide. But the popular saying in Nigeria is that the problem of Nigeria is not that of policies, but implementation. I disagree with that, because implementation is part of the policy process. So as a matter of fact, you ask of Abuja master plan and the issue, it has to do with the way Nigerians rush to everything. So whenever government, Nigerian government, we act before we think. And I think that is what has been the problem. For example, listening to His Excellency, Nelson Wike, former governor of Rivers State, who has been inaugurated as the minister of FCT. He started by, he will put down any structure not in line with the master plan, this, that. I know he was former governor of Rivers State. He hasn't read much about Abuja master plan. And so I am surprised that he's coming out with threats when he's yet to understand the policy of Abuja master plan.
That's what I was going to come to now. Yes. People watching Nelson Wike's speech on his first day in office have argued that he's coming with a heavy-handed approach to governance, such as obviously widespread demolitions, and how negatively this can impact communities and residents. And I just wanted to ask you, what should be the appropriate balance between urban renewal and the adherence to legal processes and rights of the people as well?
As a matter of fact, Nigerians were eagerly waiting for a change, okay? But that change seems to be far-fetched, starting from the inauguration of Mr. President, Asiwaju Tinubu. When he started, the first thing that greeted Nigerians was announcement of the removal of oil subsidy policy. I believe that Mr. President made that statement even when he was yet to understand the issues bordering on oil policy. He made that statement. Not long, the issue of ECOWAS interference in Niger, before he could understand the things going on there. And Wike has followed suit. Wike is yet to assume office, yet to understand the nitty-gritty of Abuja master plan. He's already coming with threats. He will do this, he will do that. I don't know when our leaders will start thinking first before acting. The first thing is to understand what is on ground. Read the Abuja master plan. You are talking of pulling down the buildings. Who authorized those people to build the buildings? What happens to them? and so forth. So if I were the FCT minister, the first thing I do is to educate myself on the Abuja master plan, and then if possible set up a small committee to further advise me on what to do before going to that. As a matter of fact, the people in FCT were eagerly expecting for a government that will bring a change, but what they are seeing
policies
is
that align with the challenges
so what
that
they are
the city
seeing,
is
as a matter
facing.
of fact, let me take you to, we are talking of ideal Nigeria, ideal FCT. Let me take you to Plato in his Republic book called Republic. He talks about an ideal state. He said ideal state is a state governed by philosopher kings, and such philosopher kings are patriotic. They are people of integrity. They are creative. They are they are very creative and patriotic, and their major concern is business of the state, how to make the state better. And in that ideal state, the rule of law is supreme, where every person is equal before the law, where you have due process for everything, where people are recognized, where people are equal before the law, and where law is supreme. And in that case, whatever you do will be done according to the laws of the land. And in that ideal state, every person has equal opportunity. And that ideal state believes that every person is equally gifted. Therefore, the business of the state is to find ways of developing those talents for the services of the state. That should be the concern of Wike and the other ministers, how to make Nigeria better, how to make Nigeria. Nigerians have been suffering, and Nigeria have been clamoring for a government that will make a change. Nigerians are not expecting further threat from any person. What we want, if you are ready to work, yes, people say he worked in rivers. I don't want to contest that, but the truth is that you should first of all understand the master plan of Abuja, and then see what could be done to improve on the thing in order to bring smiles on the faces of the occupants of the Federal Capital Territory, and not to threaten any person. I don't. This doesn't give hope to Nigerians, and people are beginning to be afraid. Government is supposed to be there for the people, to protect lives and property, to provide the enabling environment for people to improve. That is what government is supposed to be, and not to threaten them. Nigerians are already suffering, you are still threatening them. This is quite unfortunate.
Okay, Prof. Now, the economy of Abuja is majorly enhanced by real estate.
Yes.
What does this portend, this kind of threat and this kind of administrational start portend for the real estate sector in Abuja, which is the main focus of business and main business enhancement in the FCT?
Yes. It's dominated by real estate. Who are the owners of this real estate? People in government. They have refused. One of the major responsibilities of government is to provide shelter for the people, or provide the enabling environment for people to provide their own shelter. If you go to some countries, you see that government makes deliberate policies to ensure that people have decent accommodation. In Nigeria, we have housing deficit, terrible housing deficit. And so government is encouraging real estate because people in government make money out of that. And that's why government is not doing what it's supposed to do to alleviate the housing deficit in FCT. And so it's dominated by people in government. And we are asking people in government to remember that they came in to provide services for the people, to improve the lot of the people, to protect lives and property. And by focusing essentially on what will enter their pocket, by encouraging real estate, it's not helping matter. How many people can afford this, the money, the high rent? Whether you talk of land, talk of houses in Abuja, very, very exorbitant, because government has refused to do what it should do and allow few people to control housing in FCT, and that's why it's very expensive.
All right.
DJ AP.